It was a cold one last night. If you're gonna sleep without a sleeping bag on an exposed mountain ridge, you gotta make sure you do it right. Hey, what's up guys? I'm just heading up in the mountains today with just 10 pounds of gear. This is an ultralight setup, no tent, no sleeping bag. I'm not looking for comfort, I'm looking to test my limits. Hope you guys enjoy. I don't know if you guys could see, but there was an owl that came swooping down through the trees up from the mountain, and it perched itself right on the tree in front of me. It looked at me for a little bit and then just continued flying down. That's officially the closest I've ever been to an owl, and I gotta say it was a beautiful sight. So the objective today, I'm just trying to make it up to the summit. We're pretty clouded in at the moment, hoping for a break in the weather, but we'll see. Got a few cornices to the left here, just keeping far back and avoiding those. Looks like the sun's trying to break through. Just heading through a beautiful area with little bits of heather everywhere. Really enjoying this part of the journey. Just making way up here. Got a very casual little bit of scrambling. Nothing major. I would say it's very safe as long as you take your time. And one thing I wanted to mention as well, I'm not filming while I'm doing these trickier sections. If I had my chest mount with me, I would be. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm all hands on deck, 3 points of contact at all times. Again, this is pretty casual, but it's always good to play it safe. So I'm just at the summit I was trying to reach. I do have to make a vital decision. With the cloud cover, it's going to be possibly extending into the morning, and the one thing I'm worried about is heading back down is going to be a little bit sketchy if it's fully clouded in. There is a couple spots where I want to be able to have full visibility. So that being said, I'm going to head back down and set up camp a little bit below. This whole ridge right here is mostly a cornice at the end. Very dangerous cornice on the top here. See, that whole end will just cave right in. So I feel I made a right decision. I've just descended down that rocky bit, which in the morning would have been very sketchy if it was covered in cloud. I did find a potential spot at the true summit, but I was feeling a little iffy about it. And truthfully, I think when you feel that gut feeling that something isn't right or it might not be ideal, I think it's really good to follow that, follow your intuition, and actually found a way better spot below. It's a bit less exposed, and I got a beautiful view. So I have a location that I'm gonna call home for the night. Got this nice little depression right here where I'm gonna set up my sleep system. got a beautiful 180-degree view. Really looking forward to it. For dinner this evening, Forever Young mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is always a great choice. So the temperature is dropping. It is getting a lot colder, especially with the wind coming through. I'm slowly gonna get my bedding set up for the night. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my sleep system so far. So underneath here, this is just a simple ground sheet just to protect my sleeping pad here from taking damage to the ground from the rough surface underneath. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I'm going to be going without a sleeping bag for tonight as part of my ultralight setup. But the main thing that's making that possible is this good quality sleeping pad here. You lose 75% of your body heat to the ground. So having a good sleep platform in a mountain setting like this, if you're gonna go without a sleeping bag, is very, very important. So the next component to my sleep system is this SOL Escape Light Bivy. Now what this is gonna do is help reflect heat back to my body to keep me warm throughout the night, and is pretty much the blanket for the evening. So there is a chance it could get pretty windy throughout the night. And as far as a pillow, this is something that can easily fly away in the wind. This can leave the back of my head during the night, just be swept away. So I actually have it attached to a guy line to a tent peg. So if it gets air from the wind, it's not going anywhere. Now, as I made the decision to go without a sleeping bag for the night, one really important thing is keeping my core warm. So I got this really thick winter down jacket. It was lighter than the sleeping bag to be able to get to an ultralight setup, but this is going to really help keep me warm through the night. And one thing as well this jacket is going to do, which I like about a sleeping bag, is with all the down, it kind of gives you that feeling of a sleeping bag. I kind of like to hold the sleeping bag throughout the night, and this kind of gives me that feeling. And the final touch I have to help get me through the night is this thick, warm toque. You lose 40% of your body heat through your head, so protecting your head throughout the night can really make a huge difference, and having a thick toque like this is crucial for getting through a cold night. One may think this is overkill. My backpack relatively weighs enough, but I got it as well attached with a guy line to a heavy rock down here and just keeping it taut. It's comfier than it looks. It's honestly not too bad. Got a beautiful view of the stars. It was a cold one last night. This did the job, but it's definitely more of a last resort. If you're looking for comfort, this is definitely not the thing. Although I did sleep pretty comfortably, my toes got cold during the night, so I actually took off my gloves and wrapped them around my toes, and that kind of solved most of that problem. Otherwise, it was beautiful falling asleep under the stars. This bivy bag is good in a pinch, but it's definitely not going to replace the insulation that a sleeping bag will give you. And if anybody's watching this, I wouldn't recommend you do this. I'd recommend you bring a sleeping bag. But this worked. I made it safely through the night, fairly comfortably, but I really had to dial everything in perfectly for this to work. It was one of those nights, this paired with a fire would have been perfect. Peaches and cream oatmeal for the win. Going to have this quick breakfast, then head back down. So I'm all finished the journey. The trip went very well. It was definitely a little bit out of the comfort zone last night with the cold, but that's kind of what I was aiming to do. If you're heading out on an adventure, I would always recommend bringing the warmest sleeping bag, warmer to the temperature ratings of what it says it's going to be outside, and always put safety first. That being said, I know myself very well, and I knew I could conduct this safely. And it's always important to have a contingency plan. For example, if that night wasn't going so well, I could head out within 2 hours, be back to civilization as well. I always have emergency means on me in a worst case scenario, which you should always have as well if you're going out to the backcountry. One moment I was really grateful for yesterday was seeing that owl fly down from the ridge, and it literally perched itself on the tree right parallel to me and was looking at me, and that was a really special moment. I've never seen an owl close up like that before. So that was just simply amazing. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and any likes, comments, or subscriptions is greatly appreciated. And I just wanted to give a quick thank you to all the followers so far. I really appreciate all the beautiful comments you guys have been sharing and all the support. It really means a lot to me. Also as well, if there's anything you would like to see more of on this channel or any comments you have, please leave it down in the comments section. I would love to hear it. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and until next time.